City Council. Today is Friday, May 9th. We're going to take public comment in person in Council Chamber. Don't have a quorum yet, so let's just get started with presentations, and then as we get to quorum, we will move there. Before we do presentations, Councilwoman Park, do you have an announcement? No?
Oh, I do. Sorry. Sorry.
No worries. I was told you wanted to speak before presentations.
Thank you, Council President. I just was not quite ready to go yet. But
We
good morning.
can come back to you.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. President. Council Member Park, I just felt proud to wear that hat for a moment, okay? So this says Build Back Pali. That's what we're doing. So.
Also, I want to make sure everybody writes it down. Where did it start? How did it all come together? The film is Horchata with Oat Milk. You will, if you pay attention closely, you will see that it was filmed during that little era between my time at the county and running for office, that I lost my mind after COVID and said I wanted to be a writer. You will see me in that film.
Thank you, Frane. One of the things that Frane referred to was feeding sailors overseas. If you think about tuna in a can, that was Croatian Americans out of San Pedro. That was innovated right there. They were the center of the tuna fishing industry and the canners.
Consul General Paulina Kapuscinka is our distinguished Consul General representing nations of the European Union. Happy European Union Day, colleagues. It is my honor to welcome everyone to City Hall this morning, and it's wonderful to spend the day in celebrating our friends and allies from across the Atlantic. This day really is an opportunity to celebrate and highlight the shared values that continue to unite Los Angeles and the EU: peace, democracy, cooperation, and human dignity. This is especially important as Europe just yesterday celebrated the 80th anniversary of Victory in Europe Day, when the allies of World War II defeated hate, fascism, totalitarianism, and illiberalism in Europe. All right, thank you, Council President, once again. Today, I am incredibly excited and honored to get to be joined by three young men from the Pacific Palisades who have stepped up for their community in extraordinary ways. Jake Yoon and Dylan Fulmer are both students at Harvard Westlake, and Mason Cohen is a student at Windward. These young men are lifelong friends. They grew up in the Palisades, spending their childhoods riding bikes through the canyons and watching the annual 4th of July parade. But in the early days after the Palisades fire, it wasn't just homes that were gone. Our local business corridor, block after block, was reduced to ash. Storefronts where families gathered, where kids grabbed snacks after school, where friends met for frozen yogurt and pizza on Friday night, were just all gone. The heart of our Palisades, those familiar places that defined both our routines and our memories, was hollowed out. And it's in that moment, when most adults were still trying to process the scale of the loss, three teenagers joined together and decided to act. Despite the fire devastating their community and destroying their homes, they didn't just grieve the loss, they got to work. These three remarkable young men created Build Back Pali, a grassroots effort to help local businesses recover and preserve the heart of the Palisades. In just a few short months, they have raised over $100,000 and started a 501c3 nonprofit organization, with every dollar going directly back to the small business owners who lost everything in the Palisades. What they're doing isn't just symbolic. It's real help. It's real commitment and real impact. These are teenagers who are showing up and showing us what it means to lead.
Ms. Garbollinger, you have the floor. I assume you want 1 minute for the item and 1 for general public comment. Go ahead.
You got it, Bob. Thank you. So item 1 is regarding revenue bonds for a so-called affordable housing project in Balboa. Now, let me explain what I like about this project. This project is repurposing office space for housing. I had a meeting with Councilmember Rahman a while back. She said that kind of rehab is expensive and impossible, but she's moving this motion to do just that. So I'm really glad for that. However, I have issues with Capstone Equities, whose mission per their website is to seek out superior market returns in undervalued real estate assets. They're also based in New York. I'm wondering why we couldn't find a nonprofit developer that's local to give this a $65 million bond for. Or also why it couldn't be mortgage revenue bonds, because homeowners are far less likely to become homeless than renters. I'll now go into general public comment. So we have a budget memo from the DOT suggesting that we lay off 460 crossing guards, and to replace those guards with traffic officers on the corners. Now, they wouldn't be able to deploy nearly as many traffic officers. They wouldn't have 460 of them. That would reduce the number of corners served. It would also not be the friendly, familiar faces that the crossing guards are on these corners. Also, it's not gonna save the city money. Many traffic officers end up earning more in overtime than their base salary. So if you're not going to hire more traffic officers, which would also be more expensive, this is just gonna end up costing you more in overtime. And you would also likely have to collaborate with LAUSD for an probably ineffective volunteer program, or if they wanted to implement a paid program legally per the state, they could recoup any expenses associated with that from traffic fines. So this is really an expensive, bad proposal. Save the crossing guard program, please.
Thank you. Next speaker.
He trabajado para Fly and Food por 9 años.
Yeah, my name is Maria Torres. I've been working for Flying Food Group for 9 years.
Por un sueldo de $20.73 por hora, como lavaplatos y trabajo en el turno de la noche.
Winning $20 with 73 cents an hour, working the night shift as a dishwasher.
La compañía empaca comida para vuelos internacionales en LAX.
And the company packages food for international flights in LAX.
Para mí, el sueldo olímpico me ayudaría para poder ayudar a mi familia en mi país.
And for me, the Olympic wage would help me support my family and my country.
Con lo que gano trabajando en Fly and Food Group, me estoy ahogando.
And with what I earn working for Flying Food Group, I am truly drowning.
No sé cómo voy a poder seguir pagando mi renta porque la renta en este año me ha subido $300 más por mes.
And I don't know how I'm going to be able to pay the rent because my rent this year has gone up to $300 a month.
También los biles, la canasta básica es mucho dinero para nosotros con $20.73 y podemos decir no podemos sobrevivir en Los Ángeles.
And also adding to that my bills and groceries, the wage that I make, $20.73 an hour, is not going to be enough for me to be able to live here in Los Angeles.
Necesitamos que pasen esta ley porque invirtiendo en familias trabajadoras como la mía, ayuda a la economía.
We need to approve of this ordinance because investing in working families such as mine would actually help our economy.
Y menos de nosotros vamos a quedar sin hogar y en la calle. Muchas gracias. Esperamos que su voto sea sí.
So that all of us don't have to end up on the street. So thank you so much. We hope that you will vote yes.
Gracias. Next speaker.
Mi nombre es Esperanza Montes. Trabajo para la compañía de Fly and Food por más de 5 años.
My name is Esperanza Montes, and I've been working for Flying Food for more than 5 years.
Donde gano a $20.73 por hora cuando tengo un esposo que es diabético y no trabaja.
Winning $20.73 an hour when I have a diabetic husband who does not work.
Una nieta bajo mi cuidado, no dependo de ninguna ayuda.
and a grandchild under my care, and I don't depend on anybody else's help.
Pago de renta $3,000,
And I pay $3,000 in rent.
por lo cual estoy aquí para pedir la intervención de ustedes
And that is why I am here to ask for your intervention,
para que Fly Food nos dé un sueldo digno
so that Flying Food can give us a just wage
y que pasen el sueldo de los Juegos Olímpicos.
and to approve of the Olympic wage.
Gracias a todos por escucharme.
And thank you to all for listening to me.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Would you like to speak to the item or
Public comment, general public comment.
you have 1 minute?
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Lisandro Presa. I work at LAX and I'm a proud member of Unite Here Local 11. For over 2 years, I've been showing up here, missing work, pleading with you not to delay the Olympic wage. This year, my rent went up $200, making it a total of $1,800 a month for a studio in Hawthorne. I'm still struggling to afford food, medication, and just basic living. The Olympic wage won't make me rich, but it will let me breathe. Less stress means fewer health issues. I live with an autoimmune disease, and every dollar makes a difference. Not just for me, but for every working person trying to hold it together. Please vote yes next week. We can't wait any longer.
Mi nombre es Herbert López. Trabajo para Flying Food por 10 años.
My name is Herbert Lopez. I've been working for Flying Food Group for 10 years.
Representamos más de 500 trabajadores. Que mi sueldo es de $20.73 la hora y tengo una hija que sueña con ir a la universidad. Estamos pagando renta bien alta.
Yes, I'm part of a union that represents more than 500 workers. I am making $20.73 an hour, and I am trying to support a daughter who dreams of going to the university.
He tenido que trabajar en otro trabajo para poder solventar los gastos familiares.
I've had to take on another job to be able to keep up with my family's bills.
Y ahora estamos aquí para solicitarles que nos ayuden a poder que aprueben el sueldo olímpico o sueldo digno.
And now I am here to ask for your support for you guys to help us by approving the Olympic wage or the livable wage.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Comentario público.
Okay, you have 1 minute.
Buenos días a todos. Mi nombre es María Santos González.
Yes, hello everybody. My name is Maria Santos Gonzalez.
La razón que estoy aquí es porque necesitamos que nos ayuden a pasar el sueldo olímpico.
And the reason why I'm here is because we need you to help us by approving the Olympic wage.
Trabajo para Fly Food por 7 años
I've been working for Flying Food for 7 years.
y sigo ganando $20 con 73 centavos y no es justo para lo que estamos viviendo hoy día.
And I am still making $20 with 73 cents an hour, and it is not fair given what we are having, given the costs that we face here on a daily basis.
Yo vivo sola, estoy pagando un costo de renta más de $2,500.
I live by myself and I am paying more than $2,500 for rent.
Y tengo que buscar otro part-time para poder suplir todos mis gastos.
And I would have to find another part-time job to cover all of my expenses.
Ya tengo 66 años y aún todavía sigo trabajando porque no me puedo retirar.
And I am 66 years old and still I keep on working because I'm not able to retire.
Por eso aprovecho esta oportunidad para representar a mis compañeros que es la misma batalla que tenemos desde hace ya varios años y seguimos en las mismas. Por favor, pido la cooperación de todos ustedes para que todos podamos tener una vida pues más digna de vivir.
And that is why I'm here representing all of my workers that are facing the same challenges as I am, so that please, we ask your support to approve this so that we may all earn a livable wage.
General public comment.
You'll have 1 minute.
Hi, my name is Leslie Meza. I'm an organizer with Unite Here Local 11 and a proud daughter of a housekeeper. I am one of the organizers assigned to Flying Food Group. It's an airline catering company for LAX. I was disgusted and angry when I heard the stories of 7 women breaking their silence when they shared their stories of sexual harassment. However, I felt inspired and empowered to see them overcome their fear and be willing to continue to share their stories to seek change. It's very frustrating to see that their company has not taken action. Many of these women have spoken at LAWA, spoken to some of you and some of your staffers to share their stories. Flying Food Group is a company operating at the LAX airport, and that is why we urge you to support these workers as they seek to fight against sexual harassment in their workplace. We call on you to make Flying Food Group accountable. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Eddie Morin. I'm a veteran. I'm also a member of American Legion Post 804 in East Los Angeles. We have decided to conduct the Memorial Day observance this year at the 5 Points in East Los Angeles. There is one problem, and my comments are addressed to Ms. Hurtado. Isabella, we have tried repeatedly to contact your office. They have consistently ignored us, Lord. We've phoned them, we texted them. I want very much to get together so we can have a meeting and discuss the particulars with you or with your staff. Please help us out. Thank you.
Hi. Speaker, would you like to speak to item number 1, general public comment, or both?
What's the second agenda item?
You can speak to item number 1.
I don't know what it is, so I'll just take the 1 minute.
Okay.
I'm here to speak on behalf of my community. I live in Boyle Heights, CD 14. We've been fighting for years to have dignified streets. I came with Mr. Morin today because he's a hero, he's an author, he's second generation, third generation here in this country, and he fought for our country, his dad fought for our country, his dad created the GI Forum in California. He's an author of many books. I'm here because our memorial for veterans in East LA at the Cinco Puntos has dry grass. The monuments have been stolen. We had to replace them ourselves. We want support. The grass shouldn't be brown. The grass should look nice. The gutters should look nice. Our city our community is very trashy, and it's not okay. We have the Olympics, it's a very beautiful community here, and our children are suffering, and our memorials to our veterans are not the way they should look for our community.
Thank you very much.
Or for the city of LA.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Hi, my name is Judith Serlin, and I'm speaking from the Teamsters. We're speaking to general public comment.
You'll have 1 minute.
During budget deliberations, we've learned that the crossing guard, that there's discussion about whether or not to keep the crossing guard program. We urge the council to move carefully on this and not to reinvent the wheel. Once upon a time, crossing guard duties were performed by police. It was then given to traffic officers, and then because it was too expensive, it was given to crossing guards. The city council, once upon a time, tried to contract out the program. It didn't work. They had to hire back the crossing guards, and I mean, it was a major disaster. They had to hire back the crossing guards, and then they had to pay additional costs for that. So let's talk about the cost. The cost of traffic officers, they're full-time, they're permanent. Crossing guards are part-time. People are in hard-to-fill positions. They come into the workforce, they're part-time people, they're hard to fill, they come into those jobs for the first time. Secondly, we're looking at jurisdiction issues, whether it's crossing guards, whether it is the work of crossing guards, can that actually be performed by traffic officers?
Speaker,
we do have a union contract on that issue. Third thing we would like to talk about further and will at other times is around the volunteer program and LAUSD.
Your time is up.
So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Cyril. Again, it's always good to see you. Next person.
Regarding the item, I would like to support any form of affordable housing. Right now, we are cutting our budget for housing. when we are dealing with a housing crisis, and our money should be going towards more housing rather than cutting our budget towards something like this that could help improve our communities. I would like to move into general public comment. The proposed budget doubles LAPD funding from 2017 numbers, yet crime has gone down. Also, data has shown the safest countries don't have more police, they have more equity. The fact that more than 1,000 jobs will be cut and important services closed like daycares, day labor centers, and Vision Zero shows the goal of this budget is not to help people, but to prepare to expel the poor, houseless folks from the streets and oppose protesters leading up to the Olympics. The police budget should be scaled back to 20% instead of 48%. Traffic violence exceeds homicides, and every year the budget is increased. Those numbers have increased. I strongly oppose money being spent on helicopters rather than on people. Our cities should be preparing for floods and more disasters, not on more punitive measures. It's also a shame that our city council doesn't behave in a more professional manner and walks around while people are giving public comment. It is embarrassing for our city to see this. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Speaker, would you like to speak to item number 1, general public comment, or both?
On just general public comment.
You'll have 1 minute.
Hi, my name is Yasmin Quirino. I am here to speak about the living wage ordinance. I beg for you to continue to support us on the Olympic wage. It is crucial for us, the employees at LAX Airport, to have better quality of life and not have to live paycheck to paycheck. It is very important for us to get this raise so we can put food on our tables, pay rent and bills. Due to the inflation, everything is very expensive, and it is no longer possible to survive with our current wages in this economy anymore. We can't live here any longer in poverty with our miserable wages. We ask for respect and dignity for the middle class of Los Angeles. No more delays. Please vote yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next speaker.
All right, good morning. My name's Adam from LA Community Action Network. And I'm here in solidarity with some tenants from the Produce Hotel on Central Avenue, and in solidarity with some tenants who couldn't come here today, including like elderly disabled folks who have a lot of trouble getting down here, particularly when the council member elected to represent them doesn't listen. But on Wednesday, you all voted unanimously to take the Produce Hotel in Council District 14 out of the REAP program. And while the initial complaints that put it in the REAP program might have been met according to what limited work is done by the housing department, we see the conditions in there. The tenants have to continue living in these conditions, and we're demanding that LAHD not only comes back and does a full re-inspection, but they do it alongside the tenants who have to live in these conditions.
My name is Jesse, and I respectfully ask that Councilmember Gerardo please give me attention. I live in your district. I live at the Produce. I've been there for 4 years. I am also a member of LACAN, and I just want to be heard. I live there, like I said, and the living conditions are uninhabitable. We have mold, we have mice, we have roaches. I am also in the gay community, and it is unsafe to live there. We get beat, we get harassed. I've been attacked twice. I've made 2 police reports, and even the police officers coming to respond to attempted rape. I understand there's other callers, but I mean, the time that they get there, because it's the Produce, we're the last resort. Like, oh yeah, I forgot, I gotta go. All I ask is if you guys would please do a full reinspection of our building alongside the tenants who live there in these conditions. Thank you for your time.
General comment.
You'll have 1 minute.
My name is Jeremiah. I live at the Produce. I've been there for 3 years. I don't know how much money has been put into the whole receivership, but I'm pretty sure you guys have since you voted on all of it. But I do know that since the only thing in my building that has changed is the floors get waxed and they're shinier, and they put a mural in. Aside from that, everything else is the same. We still have holes in the walls and the ceilings. We have mold. We have roach infestation. none of that has been fixed. We haven't had soap or toilet paper in any of the bathrooms since I've lived there. And I know that with the security that has been new, it has cost $600 a day, $4,200 a week, $16,000 a month. That's for one building. For the 17, that's $570,000 a year. And for the last two, that's over $1 million. Out of that $1 million, none of it went to us at all. So I don't know what you guys are voting on or how you guys are making that okay, but I don't think that's okay when that's supposed to be set aside to help the tenants.
Speaker, would you like to
See,
speak
when
to
it
item
comes to
number?
public comment, the
Okay, you'll have
only-
1 minute.
When it comes to public comment, council chambers is empty. The only true Angelino who is still here is the roaches. But nevertheless, I still testify. General Dogon shut it down organizer with LA Can. And I'm here today with the Human and Civil Rights Committee to support tenants in the Produce Hotel. And we're going to continue to come here so you can get mad and pissed off about us, right? We're going to come here for 3 things is met. One, we get a re-inspection date on the calendar ASAP. 2, we need tenants to be a part of that inspection. They're the ones that's living in the conditions. They're the only ones that can point it out, nobody else, right? And then 3, we need for those conditions to be made anew, right? And we're going to continue to come back, like I said. And just like we say in the hood in South Central, don't start none, ain't going to be none, right? Price, because we're going to continue to be here, right?
Great, thank you very much. I believe, are there no more public comment speakers? Okay.